Hello, Michael Finn, holistic exercise and lifestyle coach, and today it's time for the circuit training for the month. All right, here we go. So make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end of this video because I got a special little surprise for everybody. So make sure that you check that out and hit the subscribe button too. All right, so circuit training for the month. I always pick one big bang exercise for the lower body, one big pushing exercise, one big pulling exercise, and one core exercise that kind of works the torso and all the little muscles around our whole spine and all that kind of good stuff. So in today's exercises, all of them are going to work a lot of the muscles around the spine. And then the last one is just going to work some stability around the spine and that sort of thing. So with circuit training, it's just one exercise right after the other. Boom, 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 boom. When you're done with one circuit, you can jump right in and do another circuit if you want. You can do one circuit, two circuits, three circuits, four circuits, five, just have fun with it. So the other part is weights and goals. So if your goal is kind of more of building muscle mass or adding a little bit of muscle mass or a little bit of strength, well then you're going to want to use weights to where your repetitions are going to be somewhere around 8 to 10. If you want to have a little bit more blood flow and circulation through the body and help recovery, because that's primarily what I use my circuits for, is I use them on my off days to help my body recover. So I just do lighter weights where I do 15 to 25 repetitions, and that pumps a lot of blood through the muscles so that my muscles can recover from my bigger workout the day before, or a sprint workout or something like that. And then finally, the last thing, if you want some more endurance strength, if you want to work the heart a little bit, if you want to work the respiratory system a little bit, well then you can drop the weight down a little bit more and you can do 25 to 50 repetitions and run through, okay? So once again, if you're doing 8 to 10, you can do anywhere between say 2 and 5 circuits of this same type. If you're doing the 15 to 25 to just kind of help recovery, you want to do anywhere between 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 at the high end if you're feeling really good. And then lastly, on the 25 to 50 repetitions, you can just do like 1 or 2 of those circuits, and that's pretty much all you really need to do. All right, so here we go. And first exercise is going to be a sumo kettlebell deadlift. All right, so my kettlebell is down between my feet. I'm in my good, comfortable squat stance for me. My knees are soft. My spine is nice and straight. By the way, you can find all of these exercises individually with more description here on my YouTube channel. So do a little search for them and you can find them. All right, so I'm going to squat down, dropping my hips down, keeping my head up, keeping my chest up. I'm going to reach down, I'm going to grab that kettlebell. Going to inhale, push through my feet, and pull my hips all the way underneath me and stand all the way up, holding onto this kettlebell. And then I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to set it all the way back down. Now I've got my hands pointed back behind between my legs, because that's most comfortable, but you could do it the other way. You could do it hanging onto the sides. You can do it lots of different ways. So big inhale, pushing through the feet. Pulling those hips all the way under, make sure to engage those glutes up there at the top, and then exhale, coming all the way back down to the floor. Big inhale, push through those feet, come all the way up, big exhale, all the way back down to the floor. Nice and smooth and steady, all the way up, all the way back down. Working the lower body, okay? All right, so that's exercise number 1. I'm going to show it to you from the front as well, not just the side. So you can see feet position. Everybody's always concerned about squats. Where should my feet go and that sort of thing. The easiest way to do it is if you had to squat out in the woods and have a bowel movement, where would you put your feet? Okay? Where can you squat down the easiest and the most comfortable? In fact, for me, it's even a little bit narrower than that. It's more like about into there. All right? So it's finding what feels most comfortable so that you can get the lowest down. So that's where my feet typically feel pretty good. Normally after 1 or 2 repetitions, I might even move my feet just a little bit this way or that way, okay? So I'm squatting down, grabbing that kettlebell, big inhale, pushing through the legs, pushing the floor away, big exhale as I lower back down, big inhale, pushing through those legs, coming all the way back up, big exhale, lowering back down, big inhale, pushing through the feet, coming all the way up, big exhale, coming all the way back down, okay? That is our sumo kettlebell deadlift. You can do any kind of deadlift you want, really. So it can be with a hex bar, it can be with a regular bar, it can be with a dumbbell, it can be with double dumbbells, it can be multiple kettlebells, whatever you want. But that's just the style that I picked for this particular month. that I'm using on my recovery days. So, all right, exercise number 2 is going to be our pushing exercise. So it is going to be a standing curl and overhead press. So I'm standing up tall, knees are soft, I've got dumbbells in each hand, my palms are facing forward so that my elbows are turned back, my chest is elevated up nice. So, and I'm going to exhale as I curl those dumbbells up to my shoulders, and I'm going to inhale as I press those dumbbells up over my head. I'm going to exhale as I lower them back down to my shoulders, and I'm going to inhale as I lower them back down to my sides. So, big exhale up to the shoulders, big inhale as I press them up over my head, big exhale as I lower back down, and big inhale as I put them back down to my sides. Okay, so right now, I'm supinated, my palms are facing forward, I'm at the bottom, I'm going to exhale and now my palms are facing my shoulders when I curl all the way up. I'm going to inhale, and as I press them over my head, I turn my hands around to where now my hands are facing forward again. Okay, and then as I exhale coming back down, I turn them back around so my palms are facing my shoulders once again, and then I inhale and I lower back down. I'm going to show you from the front. So here we go. Going to exhale as I curl up, inhale as I press up over the head, exhale as I come back down, and inhale as I go back down to my hips. Big exhale as I curl up, big inhale as I press over the head, big exhale as I come back down, big inhale as I uncurl. All right? So there is our curl press exercise. Running through all of that, make sure your posture stays nice and steady through all of that. Notice how I'm saying breathing. So especially when you are doing your 15 to 25 or your 25 to 50 repetitions, breathe while you do it. It's going to make it easier, and it's going to make you more efficient, and it's going to make it to where you use your respiratory system to drive the movements and allow your body to function better. All right, so next exercise is going to be a rear, there's lots of ways to say this, kind of like a rear deltoid raise while you're over a exercise ball. So I got my feet anchored against the wall, at the bottom of the wall, and I'm face down over the top of a big exercise ball so that it's underneath my pelvis, and I've got little dumbbells in each hand. So I want to be in a straight line from my feet through my hips, through my spine, and out, so that I'm kind of at an angle coming up towards the ceiling. I'm at about a 40 to 45 degree angle. Okay, so I've got all of my back muscles on. So this whole circuit's about working those back muscles and working the posterior chain. So that's why we did a deadlift, which works some of these muscles. Then we did a curl press, which works some of these muscles. And now we're going to work these muscles a little bit more and even more intensely, because now we're going to have to hold our body in this position while we're going to do the exercise. So I've got my upper body up so that I'm nice straight from my ankles, through my knees, through my hips, through my spine, through my shoulder, through my head. And then I'm going to hang those arms straight down in front of me. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to pull those arms back like I'm flapping my wings, and then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to lower back down. Big inhale, lift them up. Big exhale, lower them back down. Big inhale, lift them up. Big exhale, lower back down. Okay, this exercise is not super easy, so you want to use something light. That's why I got little 5s. Big inhale as you lift up. Big exhale as you lower back down. If that's too tough, you could do a row instead. You could do the same position, and you could just do a rowing position, pulling those elbows back, just like that, instead of having to do the big flying motion. And if you don't have a ball, get rid of the ball, so if you don't have a ball, you could do the same thing standing. So you want to keep your spine nice and flat, your knees really soft, stick your tailbone out and bend over at the waist, but only as far as you can keep your back flat. And then from there, you could do the same thing. You could do the big flying motion of reaching and pulling those arms back and squeezing those shoulder blades together. Or if that's too tough, You could do the rowing position and do the rows with your dumbbell as well. So whatever works well for you, okay? That's exercise number 3. That was our pulling exercise. So we've done our big lower body exercise. We've done our pushing exercise. That was our pulling exercise. Now we're going to do our torso exercise. So this is going to be, I like to have a little bit of weight, so I'm laying down on my back on the floor. This is going to be a lower abdominal roll up with a straight leg, slow lower back down. So that we're going to work the lower abs on the way up, and we're going to work the hip flexors on the way back down. So I'm laying on my back, my legs are out straight. I've got a weight on the floor above my head so I can hang on to it for a little bit of counterweight. And I'm going to exhale as I lift my legs up off the floor, bend at the knees, bend at the hips. And I'm basically bringing my knees all the way to my elbows because my arms are bent because I'm hanging onto that weight. And then from there, I'm going to straighten my legs all the way out so that they're going up over my head. And then I'm going to slowly try to reach my feet up towards the ceiling as I slowly inhale and lower my hips down to the floor. And then once my hips touch the floor, I'm going to slowly lower my straight legs all the way down to the floor. Boom. Okay, then I'm going to exhale, bring those legs in, roll all the way up, touch those knees to the elbows, straighten everything out, and then inhale as I slowly lower the hips all the way down, and then the legs all the way down to the floor, nice and slow. Now, if you have back pain when you do this, don't do it. So find one of my other easier core exercises like a Frankenmonster sit-up or a half get-up or something like that. Do something along those lines instead of this exercise if this hurts your back, especially this lowering the leg position. It means that your lower abdominal muscles and your hip flexor muscles are not strong enough to stabilize your back while you're doing that. And that is a big problem. If you need help, reach out to me. So this is the key. I'm giving you guys all this stuff to try. But if you have trouble, reach out to me. You can set up a little session and do something, whether it's online or in person. So, big exhale as you bend those legs, roll everything in, bring those knees to those elbows, straighten the legs out, reach up towards the ceiling. Big inhale as you slowly lower those hips down to the floor, and then slowly let those legs come down to the floor. Big exhale as you come back in, touch those elbows, reach all the way up. Nice and slow. All the way down so that we use all the different muscles in our spine to help stabilize our spine, our hips, and the weight of our legs. Now you could also keep your legs straight going up and going that way too. But I was trying to make it a little bit easier so that it's not too hard. So that's why I say bend your legs, bring them in, reach up, and then come down nice and slow, just like that. All right? So that is our whole circuit. Ta-da! So, kettlebell sumo deadlift, curl and press, our little rear deltoid flying over the Swiss ball, and our low ab roll up with straight leg, slow descent. So run those exercises all in a row, try it out, and my surprise. So if you subscribe, you want help, things like that, whether it's with a program, whether it's other things, if you let me know that you saw this video and you're subscribed and you prove that you're subscribed, your first session is on me, it's free. No obligation to do more or anything like that. So my contact information is in the description below. Just reach out to me and I'll give you a free session, either in person or online, to help you move forward in whatever direction you want to go in the way of health and fitness and performance. So if you have any questions, reach out. Here I am. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. And I hope you all have a happy and healthy day doing your new circuit for the month.